In this video, I'll be showing you how to draw the bracket project, which is located on page 193 in the textbook. If you look on that page, you will see which prototype drawing to open to begin this drawing. You'll also see that the limits and units and the layer settings that you're going to need to have, they're all listed there. So I've set the units to decimal, I've set my units precision to 3 places, and I've set the limits in this drawing to 00, 2418. And then I've made the layers for the visible, the hidden, the center, and the text. Now, I want to start by looking at the project itself and looking at the dimensions on there, and these are given to you in page 193 in figure 4.152. Don't forget also that if you click on the format menu over here, that you can go down and click on units and set your decimal units, and then also set your precision to 3 places. Pick OK there. Alright, so in looking at this, I'm going to draw the front, the top, and the right side view, and when I'm finished, I want those views to look something like the views that you're seeing right here. And I'm going to begin by going to my prototype drawing, which you're seeing over here on the left side of my screen. And what I did is I used the rectangle command, and I drew a rectangle that began at absolute coordinate 5, 5 in the lower left hand corner, that went to a coordinate that was 11 units on the X and 8.25 on the Y. And then I drew a 45-degree line from that corner, and I drew the line about 6 units long, and I'll use that as the miter line. One other hint here is that I made a layer called miter, and I put this rectangle and the line onto the miter layer. But right now I have the visible layer, or what I have called the viz layer, set to be my current layer. Alright, so let's look at this object. The front view of this object would be 6 inches wide by 3.25 inches tall. And so I'm going to add that into my drawing, into my miter box here with the rectangle command. I'm going to pick on rectangle. When it asks for the first corner, I'm going to snap to this corner right down here, move my mouse in that direction. I'm going to type the coordinate of 6, 3.25 for the upper right corner of my rectangle. So my front view will fit inside that red rectangle. I'm going to do another rectangle starting here that would enclose my top view. And so if I look at the sketch, I can see the top view is going to be 6 wide on the X and -3 on the Y. So I'm going to type 6, -3 and press enter. Now my right side view, looking in at this view, it will be 3 units wide and 3.25 inches tall. So I'm going to pick on rectangle. I'm going to snap to this corner, and because I'm going in a negative direction with my X, I'm going to type -3, 3.25 and press enter. Alright, I'm out of the rectangle command, and I want to be able to offset these rectangles, or the lines in these rectangles. So the next thing I'm going to do is select the rectangles and then go over to my modified toolbar and select the explode tool, and that will break those into separate lines, and so now I can offset them just one line at a time however I want. Alright, and looking at the front view, here's the bottom line is along this edge, and then directly above that and parallel to it I have a line that runs all the way across that's 0.75 inches above that. So I'm going to use the offset command and pick on offset. When I'm prompted for the offset distance, I'm going to type 0.75 and press enter. I'm going to select this bottom line and then pick anywhere above it, and at this point I think I'm going to scroll in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. So there's my first line that I'm going to keep in here. Now these other lines I'm actually going to use as construction lines, and I'll probably wind up trimming them or editing them in some way as I go through this drawing. Now I'm going to go over here and look at my view, and in the front view I have an inclined plane that comes up here, and I can see that it's 0.6 units wide. It's located 2.7 units from the left hand side. So why don't we do something here? Let's just offset my left-hand line 2.7 units and then offset that line 0.6 units. So I'm going to zoom in again. I'm going to go to my offset command. I'm going to type 2.7 for the offset distance. Let me try that again. I don't think it took it. 2. There it goes. It is taking it. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to select this line and pick right here. So I offset that line 2.7. I'm going to go back to the offset command and I'm going to type 0.6 for my next offset. I'm going to pick this line and then pick to the right of that and press enter. And the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a grip set. I'm going to select that line. I'm going to pick on this grip and drag it up and pick right there to shorten that line. I'm going to pick on this line. I'm going to drag that one up to there and pick to shorten that line there. At that point, what I can do is pick on the top line and drag that endpoint over and pick here, and then grab this endpoint, drag it over with my mouse held, pick button held down and pick there. Press escape. I'm going to pick this line and drag it down to this corner there. Pick this line and drag it down to this corner here. The next thing I'm going to do is I need to draw the angled lines that come across here. So I'm going to go back and look at my sketch again. And so at the top of the inclined plane, I have a sloping line that comes over 1.2 inches and down 0.25 inches, and then from there it goes down to this corner. So let's add that. I'm going to draw a line that goes over to negative 1.2 in this direction and then down in a negative 0.25 to get to that point right there. Alright, so I'm going to scroll in a little bit, pick the line command, pick right here, and I'm going to type minus 1.25 comma minus, I think I got that wrong. I think it's 1.2. Let me try that again. Let's check that. Yeah, it's 1.2. Okay, let's try it again. Line, I'm going to pick right here. I'm going to type minus 1.2 comma minus 0.25 and press enter. And from there, I'm going to draw it to this corner right here. Alright, now I have half of my drawing almost done. I just need to add a circle in here. And so to add the circle, I just need to figure out where it's going to be located. And relative to this corner, if I come over 1.95 and if I come up 1.25 like it shows me over here on this side, that would be where the center of this circle is located relative to that corner, and the diameter of that circle is 0.625. So let's go to the circle command, and of course we're prompted at that point to locate the center point for the circle. So what I'm going to use is an object snap tool called snap from. I'm going to pick snap from, and it says where's the base point. I'm going to snap to this corner, and then I'm going to type at 1.95 comma 1.25 and press enter. And that locates my circle where I want it to be, and the diameter, so I'm going to type D and enter for diameter, and the diameter is 0.625 and press enter, and there's my circle. Now to complete the front view, at least the visible lines of the front view, I'm going to do a mirror command, and so I'm going to select mirror, and I'm prompted to select objects, so I'm going to do a crossing window here from right to left, and that selects these two lines and my circle. I'm finished with selecting objects, so I'm going to press enter, and it asked me to identify the first point of the mirror line. I'm going to go to I want to go to the midpoint of this guy right here, but I don't see that, so I'm going to go over here and select from my toolbar, select snap to midpoint and pick right there, and then I want to come straight down, and I need either a midpoint or a perpendicular, and so I'm going to go back to midpoint again and select midpoint, and then it asks me, do I want to erase the source objects, and the default is no, so I'm just going to press enter. So I mirrored these lines and this circle about the center line of this object over here to this side.